Hello, everybody, and welcome to week 2 of your class here at Rasmussen College on comparative politics. As I said last week in our live classroom for Module 1, this week we will start looking at nations around the globe, and we are going to start with our own nation here in the United States. So this Tuesday we'll be examining the United States in terms of its government, our president, our Congress, the Supreme Court. We're looking at the role of federalism in the United States, such as why we have federal governments, state governments, local governments, county governments, all types of governments. Mainly because of our geography in the United States. We are such a big nation. I mean, again, like I said before, Texas is the size of France, so we have a lot more people, a lot more geography to maintain, and that requires governments located throughout the nation. And we do vote in the United States more than the rest of the world combined, so it shows just, again, how much of a democracy we are here in the United States. We'll move on this week into Great Britain and France, and we'll be looking at some of our big European allies, and we'll look at the differences between our governments and their governments, and we'll look at the aspect of socialism a little bit. Governments in Britain and France do provide their citizens with a lot more services than what we're accustomed to here in the United States. They look at more education, transportation, infrastructure. So we'll be looking at Great Britain and France, and we'll be talking about how the governments are much more involved in their citizens' lives than we are here in the United States. So even as we complain in the U.S. between conservative and liberal, even our liberal politics is probably more conservative than what we're going to see in Europe and other parts of the globe, where we'll see a lot more socialism exposed in these other nations around the globe. So we'll start that this week with Great Britain and France. We do have a paper this week, guys. You are looking at French questions. It says you can do it as a brochure, but I'll accept it as a paper also. I've had students ask that in the past. They can do it in brochure format or paper format. I will take either one, guys, so you are comfortable doing with that. Just please be sure to answer all of the questions. There are multiple questions in this paper this week, so please be sure to look at that as you are looking at the paper. Also, look at topics this week, guys, for your main paper. Again, you have 3 topics: Nigeria, the United States, and Mexico. It says to submit topics this week. You don't have to formally submit them. You can just send me an email or a comment, and if you're in the live classroom this week, and just say, "Hey, Professor, I want to do Mexico and stuff," and I'll approve that. So you're just literally looking at those 3 nations. Again, don't ask to do a nation outside of those 3. That will not be approved. You must do one of those 3 nations. Also this week, guys, remember on the discussion board, I just finished grading notes today. One thing I noticed is a lot of students are not putting the APA citation on your main posting. I did take off points this week, but I will next week. So please make sure you're going to have an APA citation on your main posting on the discussion board this week. Also, remember, Sunday is a big day, guys. Your paper is due. If you do not attend the live classroom tomorrow night on Tuesday, you must submit your APA poll question submission by the end of the day on Sunday to get credit for it, and you must answer it correctly. If you answer it incorrectly, you will not get credit. So remember, that's coming up as well also. So it's going to be a fun week this week, guys, as we're looking at the United States and Europe. If you guys have any questions, concerns, or anything, please feel free to email me. You guys have all my contact information. It's located over in the syllabus. So please be sure to check that. Also, guys, check the calendar. I have added the live classrooms on each Tuesday now, so that is reflecting on our course calendar. So make sure you guys can attend. I hope to see some more attendance this week. Didn't have anybody last week in live classroom module 1, so hopefully to see some of you guys live this week in live classroom module 2. And again, guys, have a great week, and feel free to contact me if you have any questions or concerns.